Welcome back and thank you for watching this video. My name is Olaf from Linden, top expert in procurement and supply chain with the biochemistry background, working in my own company Allotrope GmbH, delivering total cost reductions, efficiency solutions and change. Let's start answering your questions. Enjoy, learn and start to think. Fear of hierarchy part 2. Welcome back to the second part of the video Fear of Hierarchy in the series Answering Your Questions. If you didn't see part 1, please have a look at part 1 first before watching part 2. Very exciting to make this possible and receiving the positive reactions and great feedback, although we're only talking about, of course, the other company. Because your was already perfect or not. Or maybe you need to make an honest check if maybe you recognize some. Let's go back and have a look at the other organization where we have stopped the last time in part 1, approximately the last 30 seconds. Looking at the time, this should be stopped here, otherwise the videos will be much too long. But in the second part of this video, Fear of Hierarchy, I will try to explain a bit more how this connects to the fear of hierarchy and how this impacts more or less the value in your organization. And this is a very, very interesting topic. Welcome back watching this video in the second part of the series Fear of Hierarchy in answering your questions. I hope you were able to recapture quite well part 1, and let's see where we ended more or less in part 1, talking about the individuals in the different parts, layers of the organization, and also connected to the tools, processes and systems, but also to the question value. And the question, is it about value or maybe the hidden value? And the connection to the fear of hierarchy, also about the topic, is it really a top-down culture or a top-down culture with a possibility to have a dialogue? Based on my experience working on a global level in many different organizations, I have an experience that it's quite impressive that the bottom 2-3 layers of an organization, in general you can say, there are people working in those layers with a long working history. They are extremely loyal to the organization. On average, they have a higher age, and with that they are close to retirement. In other words, you can say time is ticking. Why? I'll tell us more or less a bit later. Those people on those layers, they're also crossing borders. Why? They are helping each other independent of their own department or not, because those people have learned to help each other. It's a kind of family feeling. Those people also see the organization as one family and not just what's in it for me, for my department. Because of the targets and KPIs, they are quite focused on department level or sometimes even on individual level, and those people are really just saying let's help each other because it's normal. Maybe it sounds strange. I truly believe that organizations in general operate quite well because of those bottom 2-3 layers and their more or less flexibility, solving many issues and problems on a daily basis, the interruptions, the deviations in the processes. On paper maybe they look quite well, but in practice sometimes partly not working at all. How is this linked to value? Value, you can see this in 2 different levels. The actual value more or less because of the prevention with the knowledge, solving problems and issues, reducing extra costs or reducing overtime hours needed to solve all those problems. They guarantee more or less a kind of continuity for the organization. There is a less delay in productions. With that also you prevent that products or services are too late to the customer, and in the end this has an impact also on your turnover and maybe also a kind of reputation damage. In general, those people on those bottom 2-3 layers, you can say they have a huge network, and with their mentality, again as mentioned, helping each other, solving problems, they have a lot of ideas, but also ideas for improvements and also solutions for actual problems or even improvements in the future. You can say they are the best free consultancy you could wish for your organization. Or in other words, the value or the money is really laying on the street, on your locations, on your sites. Those people have a really easy, pragmatic approach with ideas to implement and with that also to change. How is this linked to the topic fear? Again, as mentioned, is it the culture in the organization a really top-down culture, or is it a top-down culture with a possibility to have a kind of dialogue? This is also depending on the culture of the organization, the company, but also in the countries or the region where those companies are more or less located. So, what you can see that also a lot of problems in the organizations which are solved or noticed at these layers are not known at all in or shared with the higher organization, with the higher hierarchy. Why? There are two sides to explain this. First, you have the employees on this layer, those bottom 2-3 layers more or less. They have high respect in general, also from education, also from culture, to the higher hierarchy. And you can say also, the higher the position, the higher the hierarchy, the higher the respect, but also then there's a very thin border to the topic fear. So the respect can also change into fear. When you, on the other hand, you have the managers, the higher positions in the organization, also trained in such a way that I'm able to tell my employees what they need to do, and that's it. That's a part of training culture, also as known in the countries, region, or those organizations, versus what the new generation really wants, a more kind of hands-on mentality, also kind of coach role, trainer role. And if those managers or hierarchy at a higher level also have a kind of skill set, not able to reach out to connect, then you can have a combination like a more or less a perfect storm. Then you get a kind of extreme fear situation where from both sides it's blocking, there will be no sharing, no access to this hidden information, this hidden value, those kind of solutions. You have no insights into problems, there will be lost opportunities, there will be no improvement, there will be lost value. In the end, higher operational cost and also a loss in competitive advantage. We need to be careful here. This is a valuable and silent layer, often afraid or not educated, trained to compete with the higher political games, and quite often resulting in closing, shutting down and wait till the storm is over type of behavior. Why careful? Because as also mentioned before, a large group of this population is close or getting close to retirement, and with that an important, stable operational business network crossing borders in your company is going away, or in other words, getting lost. Or in other words, you can see it like this. Is it the last generation? And if you're too late, a lost generation? Is it a last opportunity? Or when you're too late, it will be the lost opportunity. How can I help you unlocking this value and reducing this fear? What I would like to do to share my expertise, my insights, based on my experience from many projects all over the world in the past years. One of the important reasons, what's really helpful, I'm Dutch. And with being a Dutch person, you have a respect for all people, independent of education, position, status. We are easy to reach out to, but also to connect with other people. Personal, in myself, a huge experience, respect for all people, high energy with a huge smile and fun in all the work I'm doing, connecting to people at all levels and from bottom till top in the board, but also with important areas like Works Council. I'm authentic, people will feel this if you are really authentic. I like to work in working environments, wearing safety clothes in production areas, warehouses, up to the suits environment, up to board level, so doesn't matter. Played many roles also during my study, cleaning slaughterhouses at night, working as sales roles, dancing teacher, taxi driver, very interesting when talking about psychology, and also being a moderator in different roles. When talking about connecting, people will feel if you have a real interest and an authentic behavior and an understanding what's on the mind of those people at all levels, the problems they are facing, in business but also in private, sometimes linked to emotions. Very important. The roles that you need to play in those areas, in those projects, is quite a lot. Being a consultant, being a project lead, being a coach, being a trainer, being a psychologist, being a political lobbyist, being a moderator, being a mediator, being a negotiator, a bridge builder, and also turning down walls. And to be honest, in many organizations it's incredible that you need to help turning down walls between departments working with each other. The areas I helped, these are corporate levels, site levels, department levels, process levels, improving, restructuring in supply chain, also working with external parties where I solve many issues on risk but also reputation damage, and in the end increasing value. The money is really on the street. Conclusion: you have an active value, what I told before about preventing problems, reducing costs, reducing delays, increasing the continuity, very important, and you have the passive value in your organization. This is the hidden value. And the hidden value is there when it's not shared, when it's not understood at higher levels. And if you really do it on the right way, you can create a huge family, a we feeling with a high loyalty, a high ownership, and a real team. And in the end, respect as it should be from all levels, bottom up and top down. Looking at the time, we need to close now again. Hope you have enjoyed watching this video, part 2 of Fear of Hierarchy in the series Answering Your Questions. The links out of this video will be also with digitalization, but also complexity of organizations. I will create again interesting videos helping you understanding more about your daily challenges. Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and looking forward to meeting you in one of the next videos. Follow me on YouTube, subscribe and stay tuned. Also follow Allotrope GmbH on LinkedIn and connect with me on LinkedIn personally. Send in your questions. Looking forward to hearing from you.